As you can see, I am kind of sad because both of these price figures are by Sega. They have a similar price point, but your Forger over here is just too small even for a price figure. I mean, yeah, there are other small price figures out there, but for such a popular character from a popular anime series, she's just too small. Big is often better.
That's what she said.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with a price figure review for today. It has been quite a long time since I last reviewed a price figure because, well, there hasn't been much things being released in the price figure market that interest me. So this is a nice change of pace, I guess. You're looking at a price figure of Your Forger from Spy Family. I guess that Spy Family as an anime does not really need any introductions. One of the hottest anime, it is fast becoming my favorite of the season. Your Forger over here is like Anya's adoptive mother or stepmother, and also perhaps everyone's favorite MILF or MILF of the season. Unfortunately, as I showed you guys earlier, this figure is kind of too small even for a price figure. Well, she stands at only 18 centimeters tall, pretty much similar to a pop-up parade figure, I guess, by Good Smile Company. But even a pop-up parade is marginally larger in some ways because, well, let me show you guys the difference over here. So this is what a pop-up parade looks like. So even though both of them are very similar in height, you can see the size of the head. I think the size of the head of a figure is a more accurate gauge for the scale of the figure. And Your over here is even smaller than even Megumin. Yeah. You can pick up this price figure of Your Forger by Sega for about 1500 to 2000 Japanese yen. Shouldn't cost more than 15 to 20 US dollars. That is before shipping costs, of course. And while price figures do not exactly have a recommended retail price unlike scale figures do, you need to be aware that some regional toy stores, maybe the one in your hometown or in your country, they are overpricing this thing and anything else from Spy Family, in fact, because it is very popular in a recent season or two. Do not pay too much for her because there is a local figure store in my country, which I won't mention the name. They are selling her for 169 ringgit, which is basically the same price as a Good Smile Company pop-up parade figure. Almost double your typical price figure cost. Do not pay that kind of money for a price figure like this, not to mention such a small one like this one, which stands at only 18 centimeters tall. Before we move on to the actual figure, a quick mention about her box. So this is what her box looks like. Very small box and shouldn't cost too much to ship, but at the same time, I would say buying one single figure like this one and shipping her through international EMS or even airmail as well, it's not really worth it. Buy 2 or 3 items and combine ship them to save on shipping cost. After I took this figure out of her box, I was staring at her face for a minute or two, trying to determine whether her face looks like what was advertised in the official product photos. And in the end, I think it looks fine really, because compared to another price figure of Your Forger which has already been released as well, that one just looks very weird. Her face is very pointy or protruding to the front or very sharp. Not really sure how to describe it, but yeah, this price figure of Your Forger over here is way better looking than the other one which has a sitting pose. There will be more price figures of Your coming out in the future, of course, but I do think this one is one of the better looking ones available in the market at the moment. The paintwork of the figure is just plain black all around her dress. Really, this is just the price figure after all. But there are a lot of these brush stroke effects on the front right side of her black dress, which I'm not sure what exactly caused this effect. Figures, they are usually spray painted or airbrushed in factory. They are not going to hire someone to use a paintbrush and hand brush one figure over another, especially over such a large surface area. So yeah, I'm not sure what caused this effect over here. Does it matter on a price figure? Of course not. This is a low cost figure after all. Meanwhile, this red colored textures you see underneath her dress in front is a very nice touch. It adds a bit of detail on a figure that otherwise look a bit too plain because there really is nothing much going on her black dress. The barbecue skewers she is holding, yes, I'm going to call them barbecue skewers because I don't know what is the name of this weapon. They are perhaps the nicest part of this figure. They fit just nicely in her hands without being too tight or too loose. Those plastic foot pegs in the base is perhaps the weakest part of this figure. Very thin, very small, doesn't seem that it will take much to break them, which is why I did not fully plug the figure into the base. It is intentional because I want to be able to take apart the figure later to put her back in the box if needed. So that is all about the review of this prize figure of Loid Forger by Sega. It is one of the better ones out there at the moment. What do you think about this price figure of Loid Forger? Please do let me know down in the comments below. Do remember not to pay too much, not to overpay for this figure. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Goodbye.